States District Courts for the Northern and Southern Districts of Indiana are now in session. Please be seated.
What a joyous day. For the new admittees, series of firsts. Your first live admission ceremony we've had in 2 years, and we're as thrilled as you to be here. The first to take the uniform bar examination. And I want you to know that those of us sitting up here, we're your bench, and we're going to continue to be your bench. We can't wait to see your stars shine as newly admitted attorneys. So let's get to business. I'd ask each of the admittees to come forward and introduce themselves to the court. Thank you.
Yasmin Amin Abdelhad.
Michael Alvin Lakes.
Sabrina Marie Aldridge.
Brianda Sharice Landrum.
Montserrat Samuel. Cass Elaine Lawson. Ronnie Faye Amon.
Gregory James Lawton.
Emily Jean Anderson.
Zachary Nathaniel Leach.
Erin Kylie Anderson.
Erin Michelle Lake.
Ariel Len Anderson.
Haley Jo Leister.
Carlton Wayne Anchor. Chad Allen Lynch.
Jacob Thomas Antrim.
Jessica Blackman Livermore.
Tyler Christian Arnson. Bernard John Logan.
Valerie Lynn Bagwell.
Patrick Doyle Lockhart.
Samantha Michelle Banks.
Norman Forrest Lowry.
Zachary Lee Berry.
Jad T. John Laban.
Tyler Austin Bauer.
Jason Bryant Marshall.
Levi Donald Basinger. Jared Kyle Martin.
Deanna Rochelle Beckner.
Judah Caleb Maxwell.
Jessica Marie Burke.
Monica Cherie McCoskey.
Calvin Ashley Blank.
Barry Francis McGinley.
Laura Lee Blades.
Robert Daniel McIntosh.
Dakota James Bodenreiter.
Chelsea Linnell McIntyre. Mackenzie Linnea Bowling.
Daniel Robert McMullen. Jacob Allen Bradshaw.
Leah Marie Mildred. Catherine Dionisio Braun.
Brienne Nicole Hirschman.
James Daniel Brokaw.
Matthew Price Metzger.
Jared Douglas Brown.
Anthony John Miller III.
Kira Mylene Browning. Leah Nicole Miller. Jordan Lynn Beekler.
Robert Stewart Miller.
Benjamin Patrick Burdick.
Cheryl Jean Mills.
Jeremy John Burley. Shane Thomas Burley.
Jeremy Rose Tolentino Cabrera.
Catherine Ann Morgan.
James Frederick Campbell.
Mary Tullis Morris.
Ian Stewart Campbell.
Colleen Marie Morrison. Ashley Nicole Cannon.
Libby Page Moyer.
Cody James Camp.
Dylan Robert Mrazek.
Alexandra Elizabeth Card. Lauren Rochelle Mullis. Ashley Renee Carter. Catherine Ann Murphy.
Skylar Christian Casto.
Autumn Renee Murphy.
Jeffrey Francis Cibula.
Abha Udayanand Karni.
Francis Preston Sislak. Bradley Allen Neely. Chandler James Dallas Clark.
Abby Elizabeth Neely. Catherine Jane Clark.
Michael Lee Nichols Jr.
Dorian Brooke LaQuachi Clark.
Hannah Elizabeth Oates. Madeline Hannah Clary,
Roxanne Nicole Oberly,
Eric Thomas Claxton,
Kaylin Page Olam,
Joseph Thomas Bowser, Jordan Michael Oliver,
Dakota Michael Coates,
David Samuel Orlich,
Cody John Patrick Goldrin,
Nicholas James Orms.
Natalie Elizabeth Collins,
Alexander James Pantos,
Kaylee Nicole Conley, Molly Caroline Connor,
Caroline Elizabeth Payne,
Tiffany Marie Costley,
Antoinette Louise Payne, Natasha Sophia Crispa,
Zachary Robert Pfeiffer,
Hayes Woodrow Crowe.
Benjamin Spencer Perry,
Katie Elizabeth Curry,
Victoria Lorraine Peterson,
Nicholas Ryan Cushing,
Catherine Emily Pierce,
Grace Elizabeth Dom,
Thomas Stewart Pratt,
Tyler Lewis DeAmbrose,
Scott Austin Probert,
Joshua Daniel Davici,
Jordan Taylor Quillen,
Abby Valerie DeMere,
Byron Alberto Dominguez,
Ian James Devereaux,
BG Olivia Ramaswamy,
Stuart Michael Dillon,
Mallory Beth Reed,
Andrea Michelle Lee, Sarah Elizabeth Doggett,
Ryan Mark Dugan,
Megan Elizabeth Riley,
Esther Tabitha Irvin, Jamie Renee Richardson,
Nicholas Albert Eitzer.
Brianna Yvonne Robinson,
Aisha LeBron Ellis, Sarah May Rose,
Justice Daniel Ennis,
Timothy Rockwell Rudd, William Woods Erickson,
Gobel Sahi,
Stacy Ann Everton,
Raina Eltali,
Patrick Joseph Fagan, Brian Lamont Somerset,
Samantha K. Feistritzer,
Patrick Joseph Sanders,
Connor Regal Fleck,
Aaron Andrew Shank,
J. Brian Freeman,
Madeline Jean Schneider,
Daniel Henry Froman,
Abby Christine Schneller,
John Michael Gadia,
Ryan Andrew Schulteis,
Shayna Haas Galloway,
Haley Alexis Sears,
Nicholas Len Skillman. Jacob Stewart Seltzer.
Christopher Franklin Goff,
Nana Cesaria,
Molly Michelle Golden, Emily O'Brien Siri, Catherine M. Gordon,
Brent Woodson Seymour,
Melanie Nicole Grossman,
Evan Joseph Shaheen,
Abigail Elaine Gouldy, Anna Marie Diane Shuck,
Clara Pentel Henniger Gutboy,
Anthony William Singer,
Alejandra Marie Guzman,
Alexis Grace Sizemore,
Gustav Sebastian Dees.
Corey Johnson Smith,
Joel Edward Haas,
Anthony Jordan Smith,
Samira Ruth Haddad,
Justin Ryan Snyder,
Kristen Elise Hahn, Alexandria Nicole Sons,
Luke William Haskins,
Austin Patrick Sparks.
Carson Gale Havens,
Adam Christopher Steele,
Andrew Allen Heiss.
Miranda Lynn Steele,
Mary Catherine Hetzel,
Nicholas Nichols.
Macy Lee Heinen,
William James Stockdale.
Peyton Jeanette Hoff,
Elaine Marie Stoff,
Anna Carolina Janice Hahn, Mary Elizabeth Strong.
Kiela Nicole Hollingsworth.
Timothy James Steppe.
Melinda Rebecca Holmes.
Sarah Nicole Tappel.
Benjamin Benway Huang.
Jonathan Lee Tarot.
Andrew James Ireland.
Willow Thomas.
Natasha Maria Gansvej.
Jared Guy Thomas.
Taylor Dale Ivey.
Samuel James Thompson.
Nicholas Matthew Jacobs.
Yuning Tian. Elizabeth Aaron James.
Gavin Cornelius Whitworth.
Philip Jimerson Jones.
Aaron Tyler Vance.
Thomas Ryan Jones.
Noah William Vancina.
Sejong Jung.
Crystal Margaret Milroll. Shannon Marie Keating.
Gina Marie Votto.
Bria Tian Kelly.
Stuart Thomas Wally.
Evan Connor Kennedy.
Jennifer Lynn Waldrop. Caitlin Paige Kidd.
Avery Aaron Walker.
Caitlin Elizabeth Klingler.
Vincent Carmel Walker.
Audrey Ann Knudsen.
Tanner Brooks Watson.
Jessica Renee Kornowski. Brooke Lauren Mersler. Emma Lynn Coy.
Brian Gregory Wesselman.
Julia Claire Kosnick.
Diana P. White. Jenna Renee Crickball.
Elizabeth Scout White.
Zechariah Aaron Coulon. Joseph Mark Wiegand. Jordan C. Lee.
Caitlin Marie Wilbanks.
Leon Gardner Eloy Williams.
Alexandra Elizabeth Wilson.
Stephen Francisco Woods.
Ariana Danielle Wright.
Monica Grace Wright.
Brady Kathleen Wright.
Alexandra Paige Wright. Monica Ann Young.
William D. Young.
Zachary Robert Zahner.
Addison Marie Kane Zelinsky.
David Zwier.
Well, thank you. Well done. I'm going to start introducing some of the members. Everyone can be seated. Introduce my colleagues on the Indiana Supreme Court. I'm Chief Justice Loretta Rush. I've been Chief Justice of Indiana since 2014. Justice David.
Good morning, Steve David. I live in Columbus, Indiana, born in Allen County, and spent most of my professional life in Boone County. And I was appointed by former Governor Daniels, now President of Purdue University. Justice Massa.
Good morning, I'm Mark Massa, proud son of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but for 42 continuous years now since my freshman year at IU, a Hoosier through and through, and that and 9.5 years on this court gives me standing to welcome all of you to the Indiana Bar and extend heartfelt congratulations.
Good morning, I'm Jeffrey Slaughter. I'm originally from Lake County, now living in Indianapolis. I'm in my 6th year on the court, having been appointed by then Governor Pence in 2016, and I join my colleagues in welcoming all of our new mentees as well as the
judges, but also to family and friends.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'd like now to introduce the judges that are sharing this experience today with us. For the federal court, we have Chief Judge Tanya Walton Pratt. We'll hear from Judge Pratt in a bit. And Magistrate Judge John Martin. We'll hear from Judge Martin as well. The Judge of the Tax Court, Honorable Martha Blood Wentworth. And Judge of the Indiana Court of Appeals, the Honorable Edward W. Najum Jr. Judge Najum, will you introduce your court?
Thank you, Chief Justice Rush. It is my privilege to introduce the members of the Court of Appeals who are here today. I'm Edward W. Najum Jr. of Monroe County. To my right and your left, next to me, Judge Melissa May of Vanderburgh County. Next to Judge May, Judge Terry Crone of St. Joseph County. And next to Judge Crone, Judge Leanna Weissman of Dearborn County. To my left and your right, next to me, Judge Margaret Robb of Tippecanoe County, Judge Elaine Brown of Du Bois County, and Judge Derek Moulter of Marion County. Today is Judge Moulter's first day on the Indiana Court of Appeals, so we want to recognize him. And our Chief Justice has introduced Judge Martha Blood Wentworth of the Indiana Tax Court. In his absence, Chief Judge Bradford has asked me to say a few words today on behalf of the Indiana Court of Appeals. Our court welcomes each of you to the Indiana Bar. Congratulations, and thanks to all of those who have helped you reach this moment. During my time on the court, I have attended well over 50 bar admission ceremonies. These ceremonies are an inspiration. Each one renews and reinvigorates our profession. As you begin your legal careers on the 1-yard line, I am 80 yards further down the field in the red zone. It was exactly 49 years ago this week that I stood in the courtroom of the Indiana Supreme Court and took the oath of attorneys. Duplicate ceremonies were held because the courtroom would not accommodate everyone. There was no Sagamore ballroom. Our family and friends stood outside the courtroom. I remember that day very well, and you should always remember today and cherish it. As a member of the bar, you will have two primary duties: a fiduciary duty to represent your clients and an enhanced civic duty of fidelity to the law. As a lawyer citizen, you will become not only an officer of the court, but a guardian of our American institutions. Your oaths are similar to that taken by the President, the Governor, judges, legislators, other public officials, and the military. Your oath is not only to represent your clients to the best of your ability, but also to preserve, protect, and defend our constitutions and laws. Your oath as an attorney is an oath to the rule of law. The integrity of the legal process relies heavily upon the integrity of the lawyers. And your oath requires a commitment to objective truth. Truth is not subjective or relative. Courts deal in facts, not fiction. Thus, both our state and federal courts have consistently rejected so-called alternative facts and held fast to the bedrock principle that in court, as a matter of law, only objective truth matters. The facts are the predicate for all we do as lawyers. Every transaction or occurrence begins with the facts. Lawyers may and will often disagree about the facts and whether any given facts are relevant and probative. But respect for the truth is the lodestar and core value of the legal profession and essential to the preservation of the rule of law and our constitutional democracy. The book of Luke teaches that to whom much is given, much will be required. As you join the legal community, more will be expected of you than ever before. Use this precious opportunity as an Indiana lawyer to advance not only your career, but also the common good. We are all in this together. And along the way, remember to heed the admonition from Hoosier rocker and Bloomington resident John Mellencamp that you've got to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. And as you pursue your legal career, may your heart always be joyful, may your song always be sung, and may you stay forever young. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Najum, for your wonderful words of wisdom. I'd like to introduce some of the dignitaries present here. And a lot of these people will serve sort of as your team as you go forth in this profession. So I would ask when I state your name if you would just stand up so that they can see you. And I'd like to start with the Indiana Attorney General, the Honorable Todd Rokita. Court staff, we have Justin Faulkner, the Chief Administrative Office for the Office of Judicial Administration. Bradley Skolnick, Executive Director, Office of Admissions and Continuing Education. Greg Packmeyer, the Appellate Clerk of Court. Eric Wood, representing the Indiana Judges and Lawyers Association. Larry Morris, the Court Administrator for the Indiana Court of Appeals. Amy Carosos, Public Defender of Indiana. Bar Association, we have a number of representation from bar associations today. I will say they've been a huge part of those of us up here is professional development, and I hope you'll share in that as well. We have Scott Barnhart, the President of the Indiana Bar Foundation. Joe Skeel, Executive Director, Indiana State Bar Association. Michael Tolbert, President, Indiana State Bar Association. Sarah McClammer, Chair of the Young Lawyers Section of the Indiana State Bar Association. We have the law schools represented here today to support this joyous occasion. Karen Bravo, the Dean of the IU McKinney School of Law. Professor former Justice Frank Sullivan, IU McKinney School of Law. Amy McFadden, the Interim Associate Dean, Student Services, the IU Maurer School of Law. Other dignitaries present, we have Marilyn Odendahl from the Indiana Lawyer. We have Judge Lori Thatcher Quillen from the Owen Circuit Court. Judge Andrew K. Antrim from Wells Superior Court. We have Judges Marilyn Dekoff from Monroe County and Kimberly Dowling from Delaware County. We have Roger A.G. Sharp, Clerk of the United States District Court for the Southern District of Indiana. Gary T. Bell, Clerk of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Indiana. Jaleese R. Tolbert, Vice President of the Board of Law Examiners. This time I'd like to introduce and call upon Jaleese R. Tolbert, Vice President of the Board of Law Examiners, to give a report of the State Board of Law Examiners.
Thank you, Your Honor. It is my privilege and honor to report to you on the Indiana State Board of Law Examiners report. The Indiana State Board of Law Examiners respectfully reports that pursuant to the rules of this court, it conducted a written bar examination on July 27th and 28th, 2021. Of those applicants admitted to the examination, 300 were successful. The admission of those applicants appearing and taking the oath today is being moved. The admission of one applicant who was successful on the February 2021 bar examination and who is appearing and taking the oath today is also being moved. All applicants have been approved as to good moral character and fitness, and the State Board of Law Examiners certifies that all have met all requirements for admission to the bar under the laws of the state of Indiana and rules of this court.
to introduce Todd Rokita, the Indiana Attorney General, to share some words of wisdom and make a motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to associate with the remarks of Judge Najum. You will remember this day. I remember this day for me and my colleagues as well. That's one of the reasons I was so proud to see everyone introduce themselves, because I remember that time. And I remember the interactions that I've had with my classmates and my colleagues since then. And they were overwhelmingly constructive and positive. Not everyone, but no human interaction can be, of course, but it's just so great to see that this ceremony continues. And I've been to a lot of them as well, not as Attorney General, but just to come to reinvigorate myself, to motivate myself for the practice of law. And I hope you come back to this ceremony as well from time to time, because it is very refreshing and good for your legal soul. As attorneys, you will render counsel to all sorts of clients, businesses, government officials, private individuals, and all of these clients will depend on you to provide wise legal guidance. And you know what? The rest of us will too. Because when your clients know how to follow the law, society benefits. If they don't, society loses. Some of you someday might prosecute lawbreakers, and in doing so, you will protect the rest of us from criminals who endanger our lives and our property. And how about those of you who will defend clients who have broken the law? This too, done correctly, is honorable work. Because the day that government does not have to prove its case to convict a guilty person is the same day the government doesn't have to prove its case to convict an innocent person. In other words, you're protecting the Constitution and all the rights and responsibilities it manifests. You're serving as guardians. Guardians not only of the law, but also of liberty. And what is more precious than our God-given liberty? Our founders created a nation based on respect for individual rights. They created a nation in which the rule of law was meant to apply equally to all people. And you as attorneys will be entrusted with the stewardship of this sacred tradition. So I ask all of you, please help us preserve American liberty for future generations. Please help us keep focused on achieving true and equal justice for all. And please help us stay on the path to becoming a more perfect union. And with that, I again offer you each and your families, because this is a family sport, I offer you each my congratulations. And I offer my prayers for a prosperous future in all the most important ways. And so, Your Honor, may it please the court. I am Todd Rokita, Attorney General of the state of Indiana, and I'm a member in good standing of the Indiana Bar. On behalf of the Indiana State Board of Law Examiners, I hereby move for the admission to the Indiana Bar those applicants appearing and taking the oaths administered today. Thank you.
Motion granted. Thank you, Attorney General Rokita. At this time, could Jordan Quillen and Jacob Antrim please stand for a minute? There you go. Well, I need to tell you that your parents are very happy that you passed the bar, because I asked one of your mother and your father to come and give the oath of the attorneys. You can be seated now. So this time, if I would ask for the Honorable Lori Thatcher Quillen, the judge of the Owens Circuit Court, mother of Jordan Quillen, and the Honorable Andrew K. Antrim, judge of the Wells Superior Court, father of Jacob Antrim, to come forward and administer the oath of the attorneys. Judges.
that you join Judge Quill and I in the oath of attorneys reciting it. I state your name.
Could you all stand?
Please stand. I state your name. You solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Indiana.
I will maintain respect due to the courts of justice and judicial officers.
I will not counsel or maintain any action, proceeding, or defense which shall appear to me to be unjust, but this obligation shall not prevent me from defending a person charged with crime in any case.
I will employ for the purposes of maintaining causes confided to me such means only as are consistent with truth and never seek to mislead the court or jury by any artifice or false statement of fact or law.
I will maintain the confidence and preserve inviolate the secrets of my client at every peril to myself.
I will abstain from offensive personality and advance no fact prejudicial to the honor or reputation of a party or witness unless required by the justice of the cause with which I am charged.
I will not encourage either the commencement or the continuance of any action or proceeding from any motive of passion or interest.
I will never reject from any consideration personal to myself the cause of the defenseless, the oppressed, or those who cannot afford adequate legal assistance. So help me God. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'd like to at this time introduce my sister, Chief, the Honorable Tanya Walden Pratt, Chief Judge of the United States District Court for the Southern District of Indiana.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? At this time, I would like to introduce Sarah McClammer, who is the chair of the Young Lawyers Section of the Indiana State Bar Association, who I believe has a motion.
And may it please the court. I, Sarah McClammer, a member of the U.S. District Court for the Southern District Court of Indiana, can attest to the good character and fitness of the applicants before you today. I hereby move for their admission to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District Court of Indiana.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce my clerk, the clerk of the United States District Court for the Southern District of Indiana, Roger A. G. Sharp.
Thank you, Chief Judge Pratt. Would all admittees and those in the audience being admitted to the United States District Court for the Southern District of Indiana please rise? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will demean myself as attorney, proctor, and solicitor of the United States District Court for the Southern District of Indiana, uprightly and according to law. So help me God. Congratulations and welcome to the bar of the Southern District of Indiana.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Sister Chief, thank you. And to all of the other judges and dignitaries and students and family and new bar admittees, thank you for being here this morning. On behalf of the judges of the United States District Court for the Southern District of Indiana, I extend a hearty congratulations to all of you. I welcome you to a calling of high duty, great responsibility, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes excessive labor. But it is truly a privilege to enter this noble profession. I ask only that you strive to uphold its honor and dignity with honesty, civility, industry, and courage. As I look around the room, and as you came up this morning to introduce yourselves, I see that you bring to our profession extraordinary strength and capability that comes from your diversity. The opportunity to become an attorney is no longer limited by economic privilege, gender, race, sexual orientation, or even age. I too remember when I was sworn in 1984, and I was a child prodigy, I was very young. But this is what would be my 37th year this month, 37 years as an attorney. The diversity of our bar makes our profession richer, stronger, and more credible. Your individual differences, your intellect, and insight are well matched to the issues of these times, and our issues are great. Some of you have already landed, and some of you are still searching, but the opportunity that each of you seeks is out there. As you begin your career in the law, I ask you to reflect and think about why you were initially drawn to the profession. I hope that it is the desire to make a difference in society and to be one of the guardians of justice. I commend those of you who have elected to be admitted to federal court practice, and in doing so, giving yourself the flexibility to be a part of something so significant and important to civil rights, human rights, and justice in matters that often have national importance. Even in our criminal cases, the emphasis is always the pursuit of justice. As members of the bar, admitted to practice in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Indiana, I believe that we all have one thing in common, and that is the advancement of jurisprudence and making this nation a more just society through the legal system. I welcome each and every one of you to this profession, and I am so very proud of all of our brand new lawyers. Welcome to the Indiana Bar.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chief Judge Pratt. I'd like to introduce the Honorable John F. Martin. He's a magistrate Magistrate Judge for the United States District Court for the Northern District of Indiana, and Judge Martin comes down here frequently. Thank you, Judge Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chief Justice. At this time, I would like to invite Sarah McClammer, the chair of the Young Lawyers section of the Indiana State Bar Association, to make a motion.
Judge Martin, Chief Judge Rush, and may it please the court. I, Sarah McClammer, a member of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District Court of Indiana, can attest to the good character and fitness of the applicants before you today. I hereby move for their admission to the U.S. District Court for the Northern District Court of Indiana.
That motion is granted. And at this time, I would like to introduce my friend, colleague, and the clerk of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Indiana, Mr. Gary T. Bell. This is Mr. Bell's first swearing ceremony as the clerk of court.
Thank you, Judge Martin. Thank you, Justice Rush. Good morning. All admittees and those attorneys in the audience who are being admitted to the Northern District of Indiana, please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, state your name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will demean myself as attorney, proctor, and solicitor of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Indiana, uprightly and according to law. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. May it please the court. You all may sit down. Oh, the things you'll see and all the places you'll go. I got here early this morning. I came down from Valparaiso, and I remembered one of my early cases. I was waiting in the courtroom, and a lawyer showed up late, and the lawyer was apologetic, and the judge said, "What happened?" And the lawyer said, "They had a flat tire." And the judge said, "Well, why don't you leave in time to allow for a flat tire?" So I allowed for a flat tire, and I got here 2 hours early because I didn't want to miss court. And I was able to walk through the building a couple of times and see your smiling faces and the joy of your family and your friends. And I thought to myself, this is such an exciting day. Up until now, your training for the profession has been curriculum-laden. You've followed to get your bachelor's degree and then law school, and you've chosen your courses, but you've always had a roadmap for the journey to get to this day. When you walk through those doors, you are now lawyers, and you are continuing a journey, but there is no roadmap. And the good part about that is that the sky is the limit. You've been learning to swim, and now you may surf, or you may swim the English Channel. You may make a difference in hundreds of thousands of lives, or you may make a difference in one person's life when they shake your hand and say, "Thank you, counselor." You can see it in their eyes that you've helped them through the dissolution of their marriage, the most difficult thing they've gone through. And you now will be able to do that. The law profession is a profession where you can earn a living, but you can also make a tremendous difference in people's lives, whether it be one life or whether you change the whole world in its entirety. You're changing a world. So on behalf of the federal judiciary of the Northern District of Indiana, all of our heartfelt congratulations.
Thank you. Always enjoy your comments, Judge Martin. I'd like to introduce Sarah M. McClammer, Chair of the Young Lawyer Section of the Indiana State Bar Association, to make some remarks.
Thank you, Chief Justice Rush. On behalf of the Indiana State Bar Association and as chair of its Young Lawyers Section, congratulations. We're welcoming you to a great profession. I stood exactly where you're standing 10 years almost to this day. So I know that you've all had long journeys to get here, but take a deep breath and enjoy this moment. The Indiana State Bar Association is the state's largest association. We're well equipped to help you with everything from the day-to-day practice of law to creating professional connections, as well as learning how to excel as a lawyer and a person. I hope that today and for years to come, you feel excited about being a lawyer, that you wake up and you're thankful for your job and whatever role that you have. But I know many of you will struggle, that you will be chronically stressed out, that you will work too much, that you will feel constant pressure, and that you might have a job you dislike. In my 10 years of being a lawyer, I've experienced every one of those things. In fact, after my first son was born, I wanted to quit. I struggled for months. I was miserable. I was very, very close to quitting. But instead, I turned to the amazing lawyers that I met through the Bar Association. I connected with other mothers and got advice on how to work through that tough season, and thankfully I stayed. Today, once again, I'm truly thankful that I'm an attorney. I love my practice, and I feel like I have a healthy balance. I tell you all of this to encourage you to get involved in the Bar Association. It's not just about continuing education credits, though we have those too. In fact, I argue the most important aspect of your Bar Association membership will be the people you meet and the relationships you make along the way. Through the Bar, I've met lawyers from every corner of the state, in every stage of life, in every area of practice. Those relationships will be invaluable and will help you live your best life as a lawyer. Please know that as a new admittee, you are automatically a member of the Bar Association and its Young Lawyers Section, which is the largest and, I might add, most enjoyable part of the ISBA. Your membership dues are paid through July 1st, 2022. You will get a welcome email soon with information from the State Bar, with login credentials to access resources and other information. That email will contain my contact information. I sincerely invite any of you at any time to reach out to me if you have questions about your involvement, if you're struggling, or anything else. Once more, a heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I'd like to introduce my hardworking friend and colleague, Justice Steve David, who will be giving the final remarks today. Justice David.
Thank you, Chief Justice. Thank you, Chief Justice Rush. Nation's greatest Chief Justice. I concur with everything that's been said today. I will note for the record that Sarah has her steps in for the day, and as far as I know, you're done for the day. I also remember the day I was admitted, but I must confess I don't remember a thing said by the last speaker. So with that caveat, and my apologies to an incredible human being who spoke that day, I was just introduced to you as Justice David, but I think it's very important for you to appreciate the difference between a title and a name. If you truly understand and appreciate the difference between a title and a name, then you will be well on your way to a very purposeful and meaningful life. And that will in turn translate into a successful life as a lawyer and, more importantly, as a human being. For example, my title is Justice. However, my name is Stephen David. Today you were granted a new title, Indiana Lawyer, but each of you already has a name. Each of you is already an individual, no more important, no less important than anyone else. Remember that going forward, no matter what title you may earn. Humility. Don't let any new title or subsequent title adversely affect you. Behind every name is a story. I'm a first-generation college kid. I grew up in Oberville, Indiana. But my story doesn't matter. Your story matters. Own your own name and your own story. And understand that your next chapter starts today. We talk about titles just a wee bit more. As you move forward, you will earn other titles. But as Machiavelli said, it's not titles that honor people, but people who honor titles. So if you never earn another title your entire life, you have the opportunity, you've been given the opportunity to carry the title of Indiana Lawyer as long as you honor that title. And I said, honor that title, honor your new title, and put your name on it. No matter what you do with your law license, no matter where you practice, what type of practice you have, put your name on it, on your title and your career. And do so while making a positive difference in the lives of others. There are approximately 7.9 billion people on the planet. You join one of only 18,000 licensed attorneys in the state of Indiana. That's a big deal. I think there's probably some unmet legal needs in Indiana. Put your name on this profession. You're joining the legal profession during an age of transformation and opportunity. No one is certain what the legal profession will look like in a year, 5, 10, 6 months. But some things are certain. It's changing and it will never ever be the same. And you have an opportunity to be part of that future. So to add on to my good friend Judge Najum's comment about John Cougar Mellencamp, since I grew up about 8 miles from where he grew up, if you're not part of the future, then get out of the way. Somebody's going to go look up some lyrics. Innovate and shape the new way. Put your name on it. Or as retired Justice Robert Rucker used to say, show up, speak up, and shake up. Use your law license wisely. Use it justly. Take the high road always. There is no other path. Differentiate yourself from others by your honesty and your reputation. Your integrity, your reputation are priceless. Your ethics must be beyond reproach. Do not sacrifice them for anyone or anything. Civility and professionalism always. Put your name on it. And please give back. You will get busy, busier and busier, but find the time to give back. Pay it forward. Give more than you expect to get back and do it with a smile. Your local bar association, your state bar association, your place of worship, a not-for-profit, pro bono work, help a veteran, be a CASA, a guardian ad litem, assist the elderly, volunteer, lend a hand, be a mentor, help someone. You will make a difference in the lives of others in ways you cannot imagine. And you will most definitely get back more than you ever expected. And speaking of mentoring, Tom Froman is here, and I don't know where you are, Tom, and I don't know if you can wave your hand. Thank you. Speaking of mentoring, Tom is here to see his son admitted. Tom's been a legal aid lawyer since 1985. He has mentored many, many lawyers and judges. He has represented those who desperately needed help. He's never made very much money, certainly never earned what he is worth, but he did it because he cared about people, he cared about justice and fairness and the rule of law. He has put his name all over it for thousands and thousands of other people. Tom, thank you for all that you've done. We know that you are battling some health challenges. If we could all be a bit more like Tom, we'd all be much better off. In closing, the chief says, finally. In closing, a few years ago, 10 years ago, as a longtime soldier, I was looking for the lawyer's creed. Where's that statement of belief? Where's that goal, that aspirational goals? What's the roadmap to being a lawyer? And I couldn't find one, so I wrote one and I'll share with you. Maybe it will help you sometime when things get tough. Maybe it'll help those who love you and care about you that haven't gone through this directly but have lived it with you. Appreciate the obligation and the oath that you have taken. So here's the lawyer's creed in my closing for you. This is who you have become today. I'm a lawyer. I'm a protector of the rule of law, due process, and fairness. I'm an officer of the court. I serve my clients with loyalty, competency, and honesty. I am trained in the law. I am a professional. I will never quit. I am prepared to advance the legacies of John Adams, Belva Lockwood, and Macon Allen with every client I represent. Whatever my core expertise may be, I will always reflect professionalism and civility. I am a guardian of justice, freedom, and the American way of life. I'm a lawyer. Congratulations. God bless all of you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Justice David. And then just a final thank you. If all the new lawyers could stand up and face their audience, their mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, sisters, brothers, children, grandparents, and thank them because they helped get you to this. And that concludes the admission ceremony. Thank you all very much.
My arm is in so much pain.